the long-term health consequences could be an absolute disaster. And we don't want something that doesn't provide any benefit that can be measured to be on the market to find out 30 years from now it's killing people and you can't undo what's been done. Okay, we're just making this short video to explain a bit more about the petition we want to lodge with the Australian Senate, because we actually want foods that lower your cholesterol, that have phytosterols added to them, taken off the supermarket shelves. Products like this, like this, like this. And I hope when we finish this and we go home, nobody wants to take them with them. So fire away with any questions that you have.
Glenn, these are products we see every day on the supermarket shelves, and in some cases doctors are recommending that their patients take these products. Why do you want them banned?
Doctors in Australia are advised by the Heart Foundation and the Society of Cardiologists that their patients eat 2 to 3 grams of the phytosterols or 3 teaspoons of the margarine, for example, a day. If you lived in Britain, their doctors are advised by their authorities to tell their patients never to eat this stuff. There's a big difference between the two countries.
Look, Glenn, you're obviously very passionate about health issues confronting the boomer generation, but you're not a scientist and you're not a medical professional. So, you know, what evidence do you have to support all these claims that you're making about phytosterol-enriched foods?
They're not my claims. I'm just the messenger.
My understanding that these foods that you're referring to and that you showed us at the start of this video, they've been approved by Food Standards Australia.
They've been approved for the therapeutic claim that they make on them. When nobody out of their goodness of their heart goes to Food Standards and says, I want to make this product because I really want to make Australians healthier. They go there for profit. And for profit, if they need a therapeutic claim, they've got to get approval. So they went there with a therapeutic claim that it reduces cholesterol, which it does. I think probably the best example of providing no benefit is a trial called the Improve It trial. And that was for people who developed a drug that blocks cholesterol, which is what happens when you eat the phytosterols. And the idea being the lower your cholesterol gets, the less chance you have, your bad cholesterol, the less chance of you having a heart attack or a stroke. So they got people who were on statin drugs and they added this drug called ezetimibe to it. And Bob's your uncle, their cholesterol levels went down a further 28%. This must be good. They kept the trial going for 7 and a bit years, and there was no difference in all-cause mortality between the people who were having the ezetimibe added and the people who didn't. Heart attack and stroke were improved by 2%. But not death from any cause. A heart attack and stroke were improved by 2%. But then you go and look at what other scientists have done with that drug on mice at human dosage rates and comparing it to phytosterols with these foods we're talking about at human dosage rates and see what happens to the 2 mice. In practice, the ezetimibe drug reduced the plaque level by twice as much as the phytosterol enhanced product reduced the plaque level. But that's not the point. The phytosterols destabilise the plaque as well. Much higher inflammation, more macrophages, more oxidation, all the things that causes plaque to cause a heart attack. So if you go back to what the drug did in humans, that was no improvement in death if you're already on a statin, and a marginal near imperceptible improvement on heart attack and stroke, what do you think it would be like if instead of taking that drug, you're eating these margarines and supplements and yogurts and milk? The chances are you'd have a worse result than taking the statin alone.
Well, I think I mentioned to you that there's general practitioners in Australia who are recommending this product to their patients.
Yeah.
What would a general practitioner in Britain, for example, be saying to his patients with high cholesterol?
Don't eat this.
You're emphatic about
You
that?
can look it up on our site and you can actually go to that organisation's doctor's recommendations. But the impact of it is, if we're successful, people who don't see this video or people who self-medicate without the knowledge of knowing what they could possibly be doing to their own bodies don't have access to the food unless it's through a pharmacist or a doctor. And that's the way it should be.
And you've referred to some research and documentation. Is that accessible?
All the research is there and all the links to it are there. A lot of the research that goes into the scientific journals you have to pay for. So in some cases where the article is free, you can read the whole article. In other cases, just the abstract. Any doctor or medical profession can click it and read the whole article if they've got a subscription through a uni or a medical organisation. And honestly, if they read all those research articles and come to a different conclusion than we have at Boomers Health, then for heaven's sakes get in touch with us. But I just can't believe it would be possible that they wouldn't agree if they read it instead of just relying on what the authorities here have been telling them.
Member of the public, an Australian citizen, what practically can I do to do this? What are you proposing that we
one of the
that?
problems that, our petition's only been out for a little while, but one of the issues is people are taking note of it and telling me, and if they were buying the product, they're not buying it anymore. That's not the issue. We're not saying the product should not be available. We're saying it should only be available on prescription, or at least as a pharmacy drug, where you've got to talk to the pharmacists behind the counter, not in front of it. So the issue is really, this is not advice as to whether you should eat it or not. The petition to the Senate is, go back to Food Standards Australia, go back to the Therapeutic Goods Association, look at our research, do their research, with the question to them, can they show you that this product reduces heart attack and stroke and is safe long term? If they can't, it shouldn't be available to the public.
About signing this petition, right?
Just go to boomerspetition.com.au, follow the bouncing ball, add your name and add your email address.